Last night, a friend on Discord sent me a video called Cave Troll Slayer, and that piqued my interest. I started doing some runs, default bow, ranger, running down to the cave troll, trying to kill it as fast as possible. But what I realized was in the time that it took for me to watch this video from when it was released, they actually buffed the cave troll and increased his regeneration, which made it impossible to kill with just the default bow. I did get a lot of practice in though, and I found some techniques that may increase your damage output, which will lower the time it takes to kill the cave troll, and that makes a difference when the swarm is closing in on you. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in the MG Gibbs video on the routes to get there, his attacks, and how to deal the most damage, just so you guys can get out with your green or blue bow, but all the timestamps are in the description if you're just looking for something specific. Alright, it's important you know the map, so here is a map quickly. You can see the cave troll stairs here, the red one and the blue one. Keep in mind these are on different levels. The goblin cave has 2 or 3 levels, I believe. So you just got to aim to get to the center, and then once you're in this center section, then depending on which level you're on, you'll either go for the blue stairs or the red stairs. And I'll show you right now what those 2 floors look like. Okay, here's an example of a spot you would spawn. As you can see in the bottom right, I'm at the very bottom right of the map, and I want to make it to the center. As you can see on screen, the cave troll stairs are at the center of the map. So I can just make my way towards the center. Once you run this a few times, I suggest running it a few times just with your default bow so that you know where you're going. And once you run this a few times, you're going to kind of figure out where to go. Now with this part, the skeleton champion is here. You can actually break this wooden wall with your ability. There's a wall spike on this wall right here, and a stone door that leads to the cave troll right here. Just watch out for the skeleton champion. He might want to come for you. This is a very good room to spawn in, and this is a very good way to show you where the cave troll is. If you come across a wooden wall like this, you can use your Q ability to quickshot it. And I check chests for boots. Oh, well, that one's a mimic. That's kind of funny. But usually I would check a chest in case you get a loot or something like that. That would be useful for the cave troll. And you're just going to want to dodge these death skulls and make your way down to this platform right here. As you can see, it's the top right of this section. Open this door, and there is a path down to the cave troll right here in this corner. I'm going to give you a quick summary of this fight with some clips shown what you should be doing, and then after that I'm going to go and actually do a fight and do some commentary over it so that you get more of a real experience of what it will be like. So quickly, the cave troll has 2 attacks that you're going to see as a ranger. If you go in as something else, then there is another attack or 2, I believe, that you might see. But the first one is when he's walking slowly and he gets to you, he's going to just do a basic swing. You can walk away from this without taking any damage. You won't get hit by it. As long as you don't have any clothes on, you move fast enough, just base speed, that you can just walk away when he stops. And he's going to make a grunting sound, so you know that he's doing it if you're not looking at him. The second attack is a sprint, and usually he's going to scream before he does this sprint, which lowers your movement speed, but sometimes he won't and he'll just start sprinting. It's very tricky and sometimes hard to notice when he starts sprinting, so just be careful about that. It's caught me off guard a lot of times when I was just learning how to fight the cave troll. And after he does this sprint, when he catches up to you, he's going to do a swing, but if you duck, then it'll go over your head. So if he sprints at you, just stay still, duck, it'll go over your head, and then walk away as soon as he's done that sprint. It'll give you also a second or 2 to fire in some arrows. So, and then how this fight will usually go is after a regular swing, you shoot 1 arrow, you keep walking. Usually, I'll take a step back or stop moving for a second, just to trigger his attack, so that I can fire another arrow. Because the more arrows you're getting off, the more damage you're doing. The faster it is. And then there's 2 things you want to do. Once you run out of arrows, you can either reload or you can quick shot. Now, I would never reload unless he's swinging over your head. If he's gonna sprint at you and swing over your head, then you might as well reload because you're gonna be standing still anyway. So as soon as you hear that scream or see him sprinting towards you, you can reload if you're low on arrows, and then you can keep going normally. Or if you're out of arrows and you have your Q ability up, your quick shot, then you can get that quick shot off right after he does a regular swing, and then you'll have 3 more arrows again. The problem with this is it's an 18-second cooldown, so you only have you're only getting a regulated amount of damage out in that 18 seconds if you're not doing your extra reloads. And there are times where you're just waiting for your cooldown to come down and you have 0 arrows and you're just walking away from the cave troll. So we're trying to optimize that by getting some reloads in. And now here I'm going to quickly go over all of this again in more detail and show you how it's actually done. Alright, I'm going to quickly run the cave troll with default bow just to show you some of its moves. I don't intend to win because I won't do enough damage. And the ring doesn't seem to be very good. But here's how I usually start. When entering one of the entrances, I'm just going to get a hit off with an arrow and then put away my bow and run a little bit so I can get in the pattern of going around this room just in a circle and kind of training him. So I'll do damage to get aggro. I'm going to put away my bow so I can run a little bit faster. Just make sure he doesn't hit me. And then we're going to take it out again. From what I've seen in other tutorials, people will usually keep putting away their bow after every shot, but it just doesn't seem very necessary. As you can see, I can just walk backwards and just keep walking backwards and he won't hit me. So you don't have to be moving that fast. That's also why I said you don't have to have any perks, because these normal hits will not hit you as long as you don't have any close on. So as a ranger, if you're doing this properly, there's only 2 attacks that you're going to come across. It's just its basic swing like that. And then there's the fast sprinting attack that you'll come across. Now, usually he does his sprinting attack when he screams, but there is occasionally times where he won't scream and he'll just start running really fast to you, like right now. Very good example. Thank you, Cave Troll, scripted actor. But normally he'll do this scream and then he'll run at you. All you have to do is duck, make sure you're kind of centered on his body and also close enough to him. If you're not close enough to him, then he will hit you. And then you have a few seconds to walk away. So usually I'll just keep having him swing, just walking slowly away from him as I hit him with arrows. You can usually get, oh, that was the sprint right there. Gotta be careful with that. He gets it in sneakily sometimes. Usually he won't do this attack unless you stay near him for too long. So as you can see, I'm out of arrows now. After a swing, I could use my quick shot to get back all my arrows, which will leave me with 3. Or when he does this ability, I can also take that time to reload and walk away. It highly depends on what you want to do. As you can see, the Q ability is a cooldown of 18 seconds. So if you don't reload at all, you're limited to doing 6 arrows or 5 arrows, depending on your bow, per 18 seconds. But if you do reloads when he screams and runs at you, then you could potentially get more arrows off. It wouldn't be a lot, but it could be significant if you don't have that strong of a bow. So it's worth considering just doing a reload when he does the scream. We found a friend here, interestingly. Let's see if we can take down the cave troll together. I'm just gonna speed this up and actually try here. As you can see, that reload there allowed me to get 1 arrow off extra before my Q came back online. So, obviously not super significant, but if you're really trying to kill this guy as fast as possible, then it could be important. Then that is the reason why I may use my Q at inopportune times. Usually you would only want to be using your Q when you have 0 arrows left, but I'm just trying to get the most damage in possible. So I'll just use it whenever I can, and I'll probably get a time to reload before the Q comes back up, so. I should also mention the loot you get from this. So the troll will drop usually purple items. It has a 1% chance of dropping legendary items, orange items. This drop right here is not very good, but the troll will drop items, and then there's also a third door. There's 2 entrances, and then there's a third door in that room that leads to a room that has a bunch of loot on the ground, usually 1 purple weapon, and then a locked chest. I'm not 100% sure what's in the chest because I've never unlocked it. And then it's also worth mentioning that the troll has a new drop that they added in the latest patch, which is the, I believe it's the troll blood. I'll include it on screen right now. I got it my first time killing the troll. And one more thing is that your healing ability as a ranger does not cost you movement speed, so you can keep that in mind. You can use it while you're battling the troll if you need to. Well, that was unexpected. So you can kill it with the default bow. It is not impossible. I proved myself wrong in my own video. Especially with the help of the barbarian, that probably helped a lot, but if you get extremely lucky, you can kill it with the default bow.